All right, today we are diving into a concept that is, and I'm not exaggerating here, the engine behind all of finance. It's called the time value of money. It sounds complicated, but it all comes down to a really simple truth. A dollar in your hand today is worth more than a dollar you're promised tomorrow. Let's figure out why.
So, to get us started, let's play a little game. Imagine this. You just won the lottery. Congrats! But now you have a choice to make. You can take 30 payments of $1 million each year. That's $30 million total. Or you can take a single lump sum payment of $15 million right now. What does your gut tell you? Which one are you picking?
I mean, 30 million sounds way better than 15 million, right? But is it actually the better deal? Well, to get the real answer, we're going to have to learn how to travel through time, financially, of course. And that's exactly what we're about to do.
So, first things first, let's talk about the value of time itself. We need to unpack this core principle before we can solve our lottery problem.
The big idea here is called the time value of money, or TVM. And what it really means is that money you have right now is more valuable than the exact same amount you're promised in the future. Why? It all comes down to those three little words: potential earning capacity. That's the secret sauce. Money isn't just something you spend. It's a tool you can put to work to earn even more money.
Let's make this super clear. Imagine you've got $1,000. If you get it today, you can invest it. Let's say you are on a 10% interest rate. In 1 year, your $1,000 grows into $1,100. But if you have to wait a whole year to get that same $1,000, you've lost out. You missed the chance to earn that extra $100. That's the opportunity you lost. That's the potential earning capacity in action.
Okay, so we get the why. Now let's get into the how. This brings us to the rules of time travel. Think of this as your financial toolkit, the gear you're going to need to solve our lottery dilemma, and pretty much any financial problem.
And you know what? There are really only 3 rules you need to know. Rule number 1, and this is the big one, you can only compare money at the same point in time. It's like comparing apples to apples. Rule 2, to move money forward into the future, you compound it. And Rule 3, to bring money from the future back to the present, you discount it. That's it. Compound and discount. Master those, and you're a financial time traveler.
So let's look at compounding. You start with $1,000. After year 1, at 10%, you have $1,100. Simple enough, you earned $100. But look what happens in year 2. You end up with $1,210. This year, you earned $110. Where'd that extra $10 come from? It's interest you earned on last year's interest. That's what people mean when they talk about interest on interest. It's the magic of compounding.
And just how powerful is this magic? Well, what if we let that same $1,000 just sit there and compound at 10% for 75 years? It would grow into, well, look at that number, over $1.27 million. Seriously, that's not a typo. That is the absolutely unbelievable power of letting your money grow over a long, long time. It shows you that sometimes the most important thing isn't how much you start with, but how much time you give it.
Now, let's hit the rewind button. Discounting is just compounding in reverse. So if someone says, I'll give you $1,000, but you have to wait 2 years, what is that promise actually worth to you today? Well, we just pull that money backward through time. Using that same 10% rate, that future grand is worth about $909 1 year from now, and only about $826 in today's money. It's the exact same logic, just going in the other direction.
Okay, so we've got the rules down, but where do we actually see this stuff? This brings us to cash flows in real life. Let's look at a couple of financial patterns that you'll definitely recognize.
See, most of the time, money doesn't just show up in one big lump. It usually comes in streams over time. 2 of the most common patterns are called annuities and perpetuities. An annuity is just a series of equal payments for a fixed amount of time. Think of your car loan or a mortgage. They have a clear end date. A perpetuity, though, that's a stream of payments that lasts forever. Here's a perfect example of an annuity you've probably seen: a car loan. You get a chunk of cash, say $20,000, from the bank today. Then you make the same payment year after year for a set number of years until it's paid off. A stream of equal payments for a finite time. That's an annuity. And for a perpetuity, just imagine a generous donor gives a university $375,000 to fund a party every single year. If the university can invest that money and earn 8%, that generates $30,000 a year, forever, without ever touching the original donation. That stream of $30,000 for the party, that's a perpetuity. It just keeps on going.
All right, we have everything we need. We've defined the core idea, we've learned the rules of financial time travel, so it is time to put it all together. Let's solve our lottery dilemma once and for all.
So, here we are, back at the big question. Do we take the 30 annual payments of $1 million each, or do we take the $15 million in a lump sum today? And now we have the last piece of the puzzle we need. Let's assume we can earn an 8% interest rate on our money.
Let's use our rules to break this down. The lump sum is easy. Its value today is, well, $15 million. Done. But for those 30 payments, we have to bring each one of them back to today. The $1 million you'd get next year is worth less than $1 million today. And that $1 million you'd get in 30 years, it's worth way less. So when we discount every single one of those 30 payments back to the present and add them all up, we get the real answer. Even though you'd eventually get $30 million, the value of all those payments in today's dollars is only about $12.16 million.
And just like that, the choice is crystal clear. The $15 million lump sum today is way more valuable than the 30 annual payments. You are almost $3 million better off, in today's terms, by taking the cash up front. That is the time value of money, plain and simple.
So let's just quickly recap the main points. First, money has time value because it has earning potential. Second, compounding is the engine that grows your money forward in time, and it is incredibly powerful. Third, discounting is how we bring future money back to figure out its value today. And finally, the golden rule. Always compare cash flows at the same point in time.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. Now that you really understand the value of time, what's one financial decision in your own life that you're going to look at just a little bit differently?